Go on, what are you telling me?
What am I telling you? What are you telling me, fam?
Bro, man are talking about scripted.
Trust me.
Scripted.
Man.
Bro, to me...
Then I said they got Spielberg and that, fam.
Bro, it's one of the dumbest things I've seen in my life.
You don't believe it?
No, do you believe it?
Here's the thing, yeah. I'll keep it real. I'll keep it so real. I don't believe it because I did think Tyson was going to lose anyway. But it is something that Jake Paul would do, bro.
I'm not debating that the fight was... the word I use is exhibition. The fight was an exhibition fight.
With a predetermined result.
Potentially, right? I actually think they both don't really care about the result that much. But what I'm saying
I think Jake Paul does. I think Jake Paul cares about the result.
Fine. But what I'm saying is the written script that's going viral don't make sense. Jake Paul is an entertainer. Disney Channel kid. He's been an entertainer his whole life. Yeah. Mike Tyson has been an entertainer ever since he left boxing, even still mostly in his boxing career. They're both top famous entertainers, been doing this for decades. They don't need a written script for a 10-round, what was it? It wasn't full 3 minutes, was it? 8 rounds, 8-round, 2-minute fight. They don't actually need a script for that. Between them, with the expertise they have, they can easily have a discussion if they really wanted to and not have the script. I think it don't make sense to write it down on a piece of paper and risk it actually going out there.
You got to understand, though.
That don't make no sense to me.
The reason why I say...
written down. We could script something. We could script something and not write it down.
But when you write it down, it's legally binding, fam. So if
it can't be legally binding because if it's legally, because they were taking bets on the fight, which means if it's scripted, then we can't have two legally binding things. That don't make no sense. That would open them up to getting sued if that was legally binding.
That's a fact. So why? I didn't look at it like that.
Why would we saw Tyson pulling his punches. Whether you think that's down to his age and he just can't let the shots go, or you think he's not trying to hurt Jake Paul. We saw Jake Paul potentially pulling shots or having the opportunity, some openings to go for the power punch where he didn't go for it. Whether at the time we thought maybe he's scared of a counter punch from Mike or whether it's scripted or whatever. The point is, why would you write it down? That's the part I don't get. We could, based on what they did, that to me wasn't something that was so necessary that it needed to be scripted. No one got knocked down. No one got seriously hurt. No, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was scripted, the fight was boring. Let's be clear.
Facts.
If it was scripted, I would agree with it being scripted. If there was actually more drama, if there were more drama and excitement, then I would say if Jake Paul got knocked down in the 4th, Mike got knocked down in the 8th, you know, the coaches started having a scrap in the 10th, and then they all then I would say this is scripted. Facts. That's something you got to kind of remember the script. There was nothing there where you needed to remember the script. What part would they have needed to remember specifically?
I don't know. Yeah, you brought up a good point, though. You brought up a good point, whereas they couldn't have it legally binding.
No.
But I'll be honest, bro, there are people who genuinely believe that it's scripted, bro.
If you, listen to what I'm saying. If you believe it's scripted, that's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not against you believing it's scripted. But if you believe the script that you saw going viral on Twitter was the written script, that don't make no sense. Then I think you're stupid. That's why I think you're going too far.
Because the reason why we're even talking about this topic, I watched a video the other day, yeah, and there were people like, oh, this is proof that the fight was a script and Tyson... Because for me, everybody knew. Before the fight, I was saying Tyson's going to lose anyway.
Yeah.
So it didn't make a difference to me. But here's the thing. Because people they romanticize and they fantasize around Mike Tyson, they need an excuse. You know what I'm saying?
No one watching this video is a bigger Mike Tyson fan than me. Nobody is a bigger Mike Tyson fan than me. You were with me on stream,
bro,
and I was up. No. There's bigger idiots. There's
people that all like.
There's bigger
get
idiots.
Tattoos of Mike Tyson, but there's a guy who got a tattoo of Mike Tyson.
That's not being a fan. That's not necessarily being.
What is that?
That's not. You could be a weirdo. You could just be a weirdo. Drake's got a tattoo of Lil Wayne and he fucked Lil Wayne's baby mum when Lil Wayne was in jail. Is he a fan of Lil Wayne? Like, what do you could disrespect someone and get a tattoo with them. That don't mean anything.
Bro, there's people that worship Mike Tyson, bro.
I used to worship I still do worship Mike Tyson for his boxing career and for predominantly the early stage of his career. But being a fan doesn't mean that you just act delusional and stupid. That don't make sense. Do you know what I mean? We could see that we've seen Jake starch people out and follow through with knockout blows. We didn't even see him. We saw one uppercut where he tried to throw it. It was a bit wild. We didn't really see them really go for it.
Trust me.
You know, it potentially looked like, to me, like Jake almost spared Tyson's blushes a little bit.
It was like a charity fight.
It was a charity fight. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't need, there's certain things, bro, where we don't need to write down a script for it. If me and you were going to gonna manufacture some beef and we go Nick and Shane are split up and we go and do a misfits boxing or something. Like we can know between us what's gonna benefit us without us having to have a written script. So if you think, like I say, to me it was an exhibition. It didn't need to be scripted. They were always gonna go in there and jab, swing the odd blow, connect with the odd one here or there, but not really knock each other out and live to fight another day. That was always gonna happen.
Trust
that
me.
was always gonna happen. So it's not necessarily scripted.
I think it gives, like, when people were questioning, how did the commission sanction a fight like that? How did they allow a fight like that? I think part of that reason was because, as you said, it's an exhibition. It's
an exhibition fight.
If any commission felt like it was going to be a full blown,
it's 2 rounds.
2-minute rounds.
It's 2-minute rounds.
Literally with 14 outs.
What we talking? Do you know what I mean? That's an exhibition fight. Like I say.
Yeah, no, I get you. Because
scripted to me is we've seen in the past, mafia, people that control boxing or have control boxing, but we've seen them say, you're going down in the 6th. In the 6th round, that to me is scripted. The outcome that happened of the fight was the most probable outcome. The most probable outcome is Jake Paul doesn't have the technical ability to knock out Mike Tyson, even if he does have the power, but he does have he's too youthful and too fit for Mike Tyson to really sustain attacks against him. So the most probable outcome, for a sensible fan, is Jake Paul wins on points, and that's exactly what happened. So how can it be scripted if the most?
Another thing people say though, where it's a fix, where people say it's a fix,
yes,
is that Mike Tyson didn't want to win.
I'm more comfortable with the term fix than scripted.
So would you say Mike Tyson fixed the fight, like he didn't want to win? Or did you think he gave his best account of himself?
It's difficult because obviously it's heavyweight boxing, isn't it? So Mike could have given the best account of it. He could have given a better account of himself and lost the fight even worse.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? He could have given a better account of himself and end up knocked out.
Facts.
So what's a better account of himself? Is it going out there and trying to win but getting KO'd, or surviving? Because loads of people are clapping Mike, saying a 60-year-old Mike Tyson survived 10 rounds against a much younger man.
Facts.
Congratulations, Mike. You did really well.
And he got 20 mil. So
yeah, I mean, so define giving the best account of yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? We can't look at Ronaldo at United the second time over and compare that to United at United the first time. It don't make sense.
I get your point. So it's like you have to almost change move the goalpost to what is acceptable and what's achievable.
Of course. This is obvious. He's 58. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but what you're saying isn't it. We were saying it before the fight, but it's not digestible and palatable for Mike Tyson fans, bro. Because
I don't care.
them, they genuinely believe that Tyson could have won. And the reason why I'm asking this question is because there's people who genuinely feel like Tyson could have won if he wanted to.
There's man out there that think that Tyson Fury beat Usyk. There's man out there that believe that the earth is flat. There's people out there that believe all types of stuff. We can't trust people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let them believe what they want to believe. That's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Your beliefs are irrelevant.
So to end you definitely don't think it's scripted.
No, I'm not saying it's not.
You definitely
the
don't believe
script that went viral on Twitter, the written down script, is obviously stupid. How easy would it be for somebody? First of all, it came out after the fight. How easy is it to just for someone to go and write that and just say I found script? There's no original source.
Literally.
There's no source for this. It's just a random piece of paper, and the people are saying, "Oh my god, it's scripted."
Yeah, it's mad.
For something that doesn't need to be scripted. Like, who was I having this conversation with the other day? I was having this conversation with someone and I was saying that when AJ was in his peak, like, people were saying Eddie Hearn's paying the refs. Eddie Hearn did not need to pay the refs. The refs were getting paid 25 grand many years ago when boxing was in its dark ages. Yeah? Then suddenly they start getting paid 80 grand because AJ's fighting. The refs are already financially incentivized to give a decision to AJ. Eddie Hearn doesn't act. You man watch too many movies. He doesn't actually have to go and give them a brown paper envelope.
Same thing with judges.
Same thing with the judges. Same thing with the commission. Same thing with the sponsors. Same thing with the ring card girls. Same thing with everybody in there.
Or the IBF.
Same thing with the media. Do you know what I mean? If what does that do to IFL's views if AJ doesn't win? What does that do to it? It brings all of boxing down.
Facts.
So you don't need it to be scripted.
Facts.
We don't need an actual script. It just happens naturally. It naturally happens, and that's
like
it.
Most things are just a byproduct of something that happened before.
100%, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? More time in football, you get better decisions when you're at home than when you're away because you have more fans that are screaming and shouting. No refs ever get beaten up and attacked, but it's a psychological thing.
Facts.
It's normal human psychology. Do you know what I mean? Man, I just watched too many movies, bro. Come on, man. It's 2024. Let's be sensible. Man said scripted. based on Twitter. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't think it was scripted. But
Come on, bro.
I do believe, though, and this might be something that people are going to hate me for, but I do believe that is something that Jake Paul would do, bro.
What, script the fight?
I believe, maybe not write an official script, because I think that's a load of shite, but I do believe that Jake Paul cares enough about his public image and his public perception to the point of where
As he should.
he needs a predetermined result.
I'm not against that. That makes sense to me. I would do the same thing.
I believe he would have beat Mike Tyson anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't believe Jake Paul would have believed that.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
Because
it's not. You could see Jake giving him an extra couple mil to not go super hard.
Yeah, fact, because here's the thing.
And we're gonna leave. There's a situation here where we can both make money and leave both the winner. You can be the winner because you make 20 million and you survive.
Because what went wrong for him was he fought Tommy Fury and he lost. He lost to someone who isn't a cash cow. He lost to someone who doesn't have a big name.
Correct.
So in my mind, you put in any precaution there to make sure that don't happen again. Obviously, Mike Tyson is way bigger and more famous than Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
But the one thing that Jake Paul's always talking about, I want to be a world title, and it's going to bring us to the next point. I can beat legitimate world champions. But we know Tommy Fury will never win a world title. So for you to lose to Tommy Fury, then lose to a 58-year-old man, bro, you've pretty much put a nail in your coffin.
But not just that. We know that Jake Paul doesn't believe that. We know that Jake Paul...
he's selling that. He's selling
that. Of course, because that's his job.
You couldn't sell that if you lost to Mike Tyson, bro. You couldn't sell that if you lost to Mike Tyson.
You can only sell what someone's willing to buy. Do you know what I'm saying? The people that think it's scripted, like you said, they're Mike Tyson fans. They're upset about Mike losing and all the rest of it because they have this romanticized view of him. That you can only sell what you're willing to buy. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not buying anything that Jake Paul is selling. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not out here really getting emotionally invested in his fights. Do you know what I mean? We're like, right, he's probably going to win on points. He's just too fit and too young and you know, Mike Tyson's old and that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not really going, you know, I just didn't want to see Mike Tyson knocked out. Because I'm a Mike Tyson fan. But other than that, you're getting, like, these men could not really be boxing fans. They're Mike Tyson fans and not boxing fans. If you're a boxing fan, you could see what's going to happen. Like, easily. You can understand, like, the only thing that adds the legitimacy to Jake Paul is getting it legally sanctioned by a governing body to be a professional boxing match. Other than that, it's just exhibition fights. It was no different to when AJ knocked out Ngannou in the first round. AJ did not actually get much ratings in the boxing community for that. Of course not. He got ratings from idiots because they bought into what Ngannou was selling. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, boxing's a disrespected sport where a random brother who's never boxed before can walk in the ring, and because he's got a certain image or whatever, he can sell you on that image. That don't make sense. That's not boxing.
Trust me. But yeah.